Hi everyone, welcome to this card making project. Today we're going to make a gorgeous blue card using lots of Anna Griffin goodies. A gorgeous blue floral that will just look so spring-like and summery on any mantelpiece. Everything I do use, I will put the details on my blog. Please check my blog because I'm always going to, from now on, put photos of the insert and the outside on there, so that if you can't remember what I've done, it's a good reminder. Plus there's all the detailed descriptions of everything that I've used and a little bit of, shall we say, blurb about the card, etc. So just check it out and see what you think. The card I'm going to use for this is a 7 by 5 inch card, my favourite size. I must try using other sizes, but I always go back to this. So this is how it looks on our cardometer. I think it's the best size, it's the best area, it's not too big and it's not too small. It's ideal whether you're a beginner or an advanced crafter. So that's how it looked on our cardometer. As always, I'm going to score the edge using a bone folder. Now a bone folder is a specially devised tool, if you don't know what one is, if you may be new to my videos, specially designed tool to be able to create a smoother, sharper edge. You can use them for scoring lines on your projects, for making creases smoother, giving anything a more professional look. So that's why I use a bone folder, to give the crease a good look. As always, we're going to do the inside of our card first. Now it's a very simple, quick card is this, and my camera's just adjusting itself, so don't worry about that. It's just finding its own vision. Now the inside of the card is, there we go, it's back again. I can't help that, unfortunately, and I know people comment about the autofocus. Why can't you leave it and don't change it? It's not me, it's the camera. It does it itself. So the first thing that we're going to use is one of Anna's lovely layers, and I keep calling them pretty layers, and that's the name, is the lovely layer. So this is one of the lovely layers, and I've trimmed it down to size to fit inside our card. I've also taken one of the dies from the Ornate Frame collection, and there's some of the layering dies inside the die we're going to be using for the front, and I've die cut a shape in the middle. Now this is one of my favourite things to do for an insert because it's just super cool and easy. It's a way of using your scraps and using something a little bit different with your scraps and stamps. So I'm simply attaching the lovely layer inside our card, and it's got that aperture shape. So what I've done is I've taken some of the blue metallic card from Anna and using one of the flip card stamps, and it says shine like the stars in the sky. I've stamped it using a dark blue Stazon ink pad because I thought the dark blue just went so well with the contrast of the blue from the lovely layer. And I've die cut the blue in the same shape as we've got in the aperture that I've cut in the lovely layer. And look, it fits. It fits perfectly. I can go to the ball. So that now is nice and flat, fits perfectly in the aperture, and there's no bulk for the insert. However, it just looks so pretty. You've got enough room for your message to and from, etc. So now we can go to the outside of our card. Now I'm scoring it again just to be sure that it's still nice and professionally creased. Our base layer is going to be the lovely layer, the same that we've just used on the inside of the card, but this time I haven't cut it down, I'm using it as is, and I've got double-sided tape on the back of it just so I can add it to the base of my card, like so. There we go. So that's our base layer. Next, the ornate frame die that I used for the section for the inside. This is the actual frame itself. I've die cut it in the blue metallic card, and the centre that I've taken out is the centre that's inside for the insert. I've added 3D foam on the back of the frame, and I'm simply going to add this through the centre of our lovely layer, like that. Then what I've got is a sentiment from the favourite birthday sentiments. Now, because our frame is on 3D foam, the centre of our sentiment is on 3D foam, but I want the outsides of it to sit flat on our actual frame. So I've left those two sides as a sticker. So I'm going to position it through the centre, roughly, of our frame, like that. So you see how the centre sticks up proudly against the frame, and then the tails sit on the frame. Next, from the Favourite Flowers collection, I've got some gorgeous blue flower stickers, and I'm simply going to arrange these around our sentiment, like so. And I'm just going to add them all just as stickers, because then we can position them just all the way around where we want. And I'm going to go for one there, and then I think I'll go for the last one at the top, like that. So it kind of tucks in with that one. There we go. And then to finish off our card, I've got a little blue bow, and I think I'm going to position that just at the bottom of our sentiment, like so. There we go. Just at one side between the flowers. And that's a pretty blue and floral vintage tone card. So easy and so quick. Just adding your stickers, cutting your die cut ornate frame and embossing it. I did forget to mention the fact that I embossed it as well. Onto your lovely layers, and then the lovely layers inside. It stands up nicely. Now you've got a few layers on there for postage, but not too many, and you'd be able to use a slightly lower 3D foam if you wanted, just to save. But I think that's such a pretty card, and so quick and easy as well, just to give you another spin on ideas on what you can use your favourite flowers for on your frames. So please click that like button, check out my blog, see what you think. I'm taking photos of the insides and the outsides now and leaving them on my blog, so you can get your ideas and inspiration there as well, in case you forget how it looks. If you've got anything to say, please feel free. Find me on Facebook, catch up with me. If you've made any cards, put them on my wall and I can share them with everybody. So I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time.